CEPR matters so much. For the last 40, 50 years, I believe the right has set up institutions of thought. We have not had the equivalent on the progressive side. And we need, on our side, progressive ideas that are going to shape the world.
I'm here to say thank you for CEPR for the work that you have done for the last 20 years, being the counterbalance to the forces that have just about overtaken our society, our global society, killing our environment, killing Mother Earth. Thank you for standing up to those forces, and I'm here to support you over the next 20 years as we continue to fight together.
We have been very fortunate at the Progressive Caucus to have a lot of support from CEPR. And you may know that we've had some success on finally raising the largest humanitarian crisis on the planet, the war in Yemen. We finally have had some success on the war power resolution, but the reason it happened was because of CEPR.
From my own perspective, when I was on the Council of Economic Advisors, there were a number of times when things that they had done came up. And so, for example, the Social Security crisis that didn't exist, by the end of the administration, they were talking about expanding Social Security, and that was kind of what we were thinking. Other things like sick leave and paid family leave, Eileen's work was really instrumental. The idea that we want to keep unemployment low, that it really benefits the bottom of the distribution was really important, and I think you see that in how the Fed behaves now. And so I think what they've done is just really impressive.
I want to welcome you and to thank CEPR for keeping racial equity in the forefront. It's important in an age when people want to talk about the white working class, that we have an organization that understands you got to talk about the working class. And so I want to thank CEPR for its work and its dedication and for speaking up for all workers.
You don't often think of think tanks providing help to everyday people, but that's what CEPR does, engaging on the issues that most other think tanks don't want to touch, and highlighting facts that most other think tanks choose to ignore.
We are in the process of launching a national campaign to win paid leave for all. We are going to ground it in the research and evidence that Eileen and CEPR have established about what works to create a truly inclusive and universal program that can deliver that equity and impact.
Very few organizations in the US that do international work like CEPR does. And so I think, I cannot emphasize how important this work is. So anything that you can do to advance policy in the US has a huge impact around the world.
My 3 years at CEPR were honestly some of the best years of my life. I was able to pursue research I really cared about, including research on workers of color, union workers, and young workers, and I was able to have the autonomy that I probably wouldn't have in any other job.